Cheers to you,
What up,
girl.
girl?
Mmm.
Aw.
Hi. Am I giving mother?
You're giving total mother right now.
Thank you.
I love it. I'm giving like 80s rebellious teen with like my bra straps showing.
Oh my god. Does that make you a teen mother?
Probably, yeah. I always had big teen mom energy, actually, in retrospect.
Hey.
Girl, how are you?
I'm good. You know, sometimes an outfit can put you in a better mood, and this was certainly one of those instances.
Well, not to say throw it back, but give us a twirl. Can we have a stand? Can we have a
Oh, what if I was just like, I'm nude from the waist down?
I don't think have a stand.
I'm not. Our subscribers will have to shell out a little extra for that.
Yes, that's covered dish OnlyFans.
So this is a nice
Oh.
little, it's got a split vent here. It's a nice sort of like, I don't know what to call it other than a lace overlay. It's probably some specific name for the type of lace. But it's a nice above the elbow length sleeve with a puff. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is not a nude illusion. This is just unlined. This is just unlined rib cage.
Oh, I love that. A little like sultry Victorian energy.
Yeah, it's
How,
giving uh-oh.
does it go all the way to the back, or does it stop at the
No, it
dart
stops
on
at
the
the side
side?
seam.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stops at the side seam, and then it's a nice, like, oh, like a nice T length, I'd say, just above mid calf on me. Probably a little
Girl,
longer
you
on a
turn to the side, snatch. What's your secret?
snatch. What do you mean?
Look, you look great.
Thanks. It's the butt.
Yeah, it's
The
the butt.
secret is the butt.
The secret is always the butt.
Hmm.
The butt is always the answer, is what I've
The
discovered.
butt is always the answer.
There's no one ever says no to butt.
Yeah, and that's our show. See you next time.
Why?
Oh, girl. What?
Who is she?
Oh, this is Contessa by Sarah Coventry.
So on brand,
It comes with matching earrings and a bracelet,
obviously.
naturally. You know I love a matchy matchy.
You do. These are $8 clears hoops that hurt
Fabulous.
my ears. So now they're just covered dish hoops because I can't wear them for too long.
Hell yeah. I do this thing.
But
I
now they're
know.
my like signature dish look, you know?
Yeah, yeah, totally. You need a signature. You need a brand. I don't know if you also do this thing, but whenever people are like, I love your nails, I'm like, thanks, plastic from CVS. Like, I can't stop myself.
No, no, no. I'm the same way. When I'm like, it's the same energy. It's like, thanks, it has pockets. Like you didn't ask. Like,
Yeah,
please
yeah,
leave me alone.
right. It's like
Yeah,
such a
same energy.
bargain. You know what I mean? Like, it's programmed into us.
I love it. I
Speaking of
love it.
programmed into us, let's talk about mothers.
Girl, first of all, we started a few nights late. Sorry to our fans, aka Joseph. But I just want to apologize. How dare you try to get to the topic so soon? Like, what is wrong with you? How are you new here? Did you not know?
I know, but you know, I just like I think someone's gonna come after us for false advertising at some point. But you know, they don't come to us for coherence, and they
No.
certainly don't come to us for um I don't know, logic, reason. They come to us, okay, for
Tangents.
thank you, for
Yeah.
tangents.
Well, girl, how's your week going before we get into mothers?
Really, any excuse to not do this topic is fine with me. Let's stall as long as possible. This
I'm
week,
really looking forward to it. I don't really, you know what it is? Okay, well, no. Okay. We don't have to talk about our weeks, but let's talk about mothers and let's start with a controversial topic, which is drag moms.
yeah, no, that's exactly what I wanted to get into is various
Excellent.
definitions of motherhood.
Love it.
I think part of the queer experience is having, especially like, so I used to be a gay man. Shocking. It was a long time ago. We all make mistakes,
Yeah.
and there's there's a lot of gay men in the femme spectrum that identify with strong women. Sometimes villains, mostly villains.
Okay.
But not always. There's like a lot of Storm, Jean Grey, the rest of the cast of the X-Men. You know what I mean? But like superheroes, for me it was Tomb
Just the
Raider.
cast of the X-Men.
The cast of the X-Men, yeah.
Don't mind me, I'm just getting out of Werther's original over here, a bit of a cough.
A Werther's original. So when I was,
It's
and we're
Ricola.
young, as you can tell, we're very young. We're so young and with it, nibbling on our Werther's originals.
It's a Ricola. I swear by Ricola. They're our sponsor as an opera singer, retired.
Nice. Girl, we're still not beating the old allegations, but um so my first drag mother was Tomb Raider, Lara Croft Tomb Raider. And
Oh,
I used to dress up like her as a kid and just run around and pretend like I was like, you know, like I was in Bali, just like, you know,
oh.
stealing artifacts from indigenous peoples. As she was wont to do all the time. She's kind of like a one woman British museum.
Yeah, I remember growing up, I loved the Indiana Jones movies. And again, like, I think I just wanted to be Indiana Jones. Like, I was like,
Yeah,
you get the babe, you steal for the British Museum, all the women in class are staring at you. I'm like, oh, I just wanted that without the like colonization,
yeah,
and plundering. But, oh my God, I can just picture little baby Eileen. You have
yeah.
a little belt.
Pictures for you and no one else.
Oh my God, I would love it.
Yeah. So I
Oh my
mean,
God.
we have to talk about like I didn't get a lot of I didn't have a lot of like models of femininity. At least I didn't look to the people in my family for that from like my mom or my sister.
Yeah.
And not my grandma until later. Now like I have a sort of like mostly mythology, I think, idea about who my grandmother was. And she was like this gorgeous nurse in the 60s with like the 60s nurse outfit. Yeah, half Serbian, half Filipina, like just gorgeous. And I got her beauty mark, which makes me really happy.
Oh, I
Um,
love that.
yeah, she like has a beauty mark in the same place.
It was
But
also like
yeah,
video games. Like you didn't like I think about like I loved musicals and there was like no real queer woman like like explicitly queer women, but always the queer women were like the character actor, the grandma, the weird aunt. You know what I mean? And it was like that was my like queer canon. Like I was always cast as like
and
the
that's
grandma
us.
in Pippin, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm 15. And they're like, no, that's you. And it's like, well, why? And it's like, oh, because like there's something about you that doesn't fit. And we don't know what it is yet. And you're a little child. But I think about like little baby Eileen and Lara Croft. And you also had like that video game aspect, which like I kind of love because I feel like my queer mothering like experiences didn't really involve a lot of sexuality or sensuality because frequently women in our culture are just so like again it's like poor Madonna complex, right? You don't really get a lot of options.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like figuring out who I was from a sexual orientation perspective, from like a sexual social perspective, really I was left more to when I started dating and I started dating, much older women. And I just want to point out, like, that's really common in our experience. And for a lot of queer folks, well, you can't relate,
Not at all.
Eileen, but,
You wouldn't know about
this,
that.
like, we don't know her. She doesn't even go to this school.
Yeah.
Like, this raising of, like, what does it mean to be in a queer relationship? And I remember my, like, first queer relationship was with my first real queer relationship that kind of like taught me a little bit of the language and a little bit of the game. And she was almost 20 years my senior. And I'm also like, she also like wanted a family and stuff. And I was like, yeah, sure. I was like 19. It's all right.
Yeah.
Leave me.
That's a lot. That's a lot for a 19-year-old. Um,
Well, yeah, but you're in love and you're just like, kiss me again. I'll say anything you want if you kiss me. Right?
yeah. Meanwhile, I'm like, me?
Yes, you
Yeah.
specific.
Specific. Yeah, I think in the
Contrary
kind
to
of like
popular belief, covered dish, Eileen Galvin and I do not kiss.
no, we do a lot of other things, but we don't kiss. Because that's a matter between her and the Lord.
And the Lord is this really cute drag king down in Walton Manors. I'm kidding. Sorry, keep going.
Yeah, we're actually talking about the musical artist Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway, there's a whole thing about like, so there's a part of Freud that I think he's onto something, which is like this sort of like interpersonal mashup of like parenthood roles, attachment figures, and sex in human sexuality. But then there's the part that I don't agree with Freud, which is like we are all looking for a version of our parent in our romantic other. And like I don't think that's a little too reductive for me.
Yeah.
Um and also like that's probably a horrible paraphrase of Freud's
Oh my
psychoanalysis,
God.
but like
I was going to use this terrible metaphor for my ex, which I think was like actually really interesting. And they were a really interesting person. But they had this really interesting, like, there's like, we're all kind of like Legos, and our parents, like Legos like fit together.
mm-hmm,
And then like our parents and us, we like emotionally fit like puzzle pieces or whatever. And then like you find someone who matches your puzzle piece until you grow out of them, right? And your shape changes or whatever.
right.
I was like, I do think there's something to that, but I agree with you. I'm not like that entire experience being tied to, right, marrying your dad or your mom.
Yeah, totally. And when you get older, you become your own parent, right?
Mm,
This is
mm. Clack the fan, girl. Clack the fan.
Yeah, and there's a lot of pop culture like comedy about like, oh no, I'm becoming my mother, but it's like, no, I mean in a
Yeah.
lot of in a variety of ways. First of all, we have to take care of ourselves, right? Which is the coming of age, like the movement of child to adult. They took care of us, now we have to take care of us. And then there's also like the you are literally the genetic combination of your parents if we're talking about biological parents that like and you're not adopted, for instance. But also, I think a lot of that social stuff gets passed on, and we've talked about generational trauma on this show, and we all inherit
Keep
that.
it light.
Yeah, yeah, right. Again, food for dinner again. But it's like we pick up so much of
Food for dinner. Yeah.
yeah, food for dinner again. We all like it's all put down, and we pick it up and we run with it because that's like we soak that stuff up and then it's kind of ours to deal with.
Well, and I think you missed like phase two of that. So like first we become like we have to take care of ourselves, and then we have to take care of our parents. And
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? This like reverse parentification, which of course, if you like were raised with a parent with addiction or other challenges, you were parentified so early, right? And it's like, well, and it's so interesting because like in my community friend group of queer folks, like I do think we're parentified a little early, even if our parents didn't have any of those issues.
Mm-hmm.
So we've just kind of had to like figure out some navigation. And I do have some friends who like kind of were like grew up the normal way where they like were like, oh yeah, my parents are people. And I'm like, welcome. I've known my parents are like people with flaws for much longer than you, right? And like it's that disillusionment that's really important. And then, again, I have friends that don't talk to their parents for very good reasons. And like those reasons, like I have literally a friend who's like their mom like has opened like 80 credit cards in their name and like is committing active fraud. Like that is you
Wow.
know what I mean? I just
Yeah.
want to point out, like, I'm not like, it's not like, you know what I mean? It's not like
Right.
you fucked up the potluck and they stopped talking. Do you know what I'm saying? But I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God, like that decision, right? You have to make the decision of like, how am I going to care for these people that now this role is reversing? Or am I going to make a choice, not to?
Mm-hmm.
Which I hate that comparison of the responsibility of parenthood, where it's like, well, you have your parents, you got to take care of them. I was like, you know, I've seen the argument for, and I'm like, also, I did not choose this, right? Like, and I think that that's another piece. Like, I remember my ex, who you may know, so we may have lived together, all of us in one big commune.
Okay, now I know which one.
Yeah, I mean, you really don't. No, I'm just kidding. And we lived in a fair amount of communes with my exes.
True.
And like,
Who's to say?
I rem- I remember like I was really struggling in law school. I was making like negative money. Like stand up was like keeping me afloat, right? Which is terrifying. And
Yeah. It's a
and
little
they
it's a
were
little chaotic as something that's holding you together.
right. Like I'm like, oh yeah, I paid my way through law school with stand up. Oh. And so I have loans. But the I remember like one of the first times I went home with them, their parents, like, we had nothing. We have like nothing. And their parents like expected us to cover everything because like the kids are now have jobs. Like, this is a very fascinating like cultural piece. There was also like a Latin component, like immigrant culture thing where it was just like, well, now you have jobs. And it's like,
Yeah.
no, I just did like 30 minutes of pussy jokes for $45 at the Moose Lodge for a free tab.
Yeah. for a sweaty $5 bill in a bar tab.
Yeah. Well,
That's so
Loose
funny.
Lodges actually paid really good, for the record.
Yeah. You're like, geez, I should have been stripping. Joke's on me, you know?
No, I
Like
wouldn't have made
I
it. Glass ankles, man. I would have just beep right over.
Oh girl, speaking of which, this is totally not on topic, so you'll love it. Did I tell you the one time when I performed at a strip club in my early 20s?
I think so. Was I there?
No, no, you weren't there. No one was there. The audience wasn't even there. So this was Viva booked us on a Sunday night at I think Vanity, like Club Vanity on Bethel Road.
Is it a, oh, it was on Bethel. I think Viva also booked a show on Cleveland Avenue at Dreamgirls. And I think I was in the audience at that show.
Okay, I wasn't at that one, so I want to hear everything, but like here's the
Oh,
thing. She did no prep work for anybody about what they were going to receive. She was just like, I run a burlesque troupe and we could come and perform. And they made a bunch of assumptions about what they thought burlesque was, like, oh, burlesque is exotic
Vita
dance,
Von Teese.
which it is. Well, they just thought it was exotic dance, right? I don't even think they didn't think about like the dance and the character and the storyline and the costume. They didn't think about any of that. They were just like, oh, this is like, I don't know, a like stripper company who took it on the road. I don't know what they thought, but it was like,
Yes, a troubadour, just a traveling troubadour. Like, what the
yes.
fuck? No.
They were
It's
like,
on
I didn't know
Bethel
vaudeville
Road.
was still around. And
Right,
we're like,
you're like, yeah, we were just over at Flanagan's. Like, what?
yeah, for 60 years. So anyway, we get there, velvet couches, the whole thing, circular stage.
No notes.
And I'm getting ready downstairs. And by the way, we talked to some of the regulars and they were lovely, but they were like, so why do you do this? And we were like, oh, it's great. Like, it's an expensive hobby. It doesn't pay my rent. You know what I mean? And they were like, like, who? Like, what? Like, it didn't make any sense to them. And then we get on stage and the lights go up, by which I mean there are like rotating party lights with, like the disco lights
the
everywhere.
balls, yeah.
Yeah. There's no house, there's no like wash on the stage. You can't see anything that anybody is doing.
Yeah.
And then I get out on stage and very confidently do Sweet Transvestite as Dr. Frankenfurter.
Why that number? Why?
And you might be wondering, like, were
Baby.
you trying to be hostile to the audience? And the answer is like, yes, but I didn't mean to. And that's
Well, how
what
many
makes
numbers
it
did you
camp.
even have at that time? Like, you probably had like 6 or so you rotated, right? I mean, you were early on.
I had 6 or 7 boas around my neck. But here's the thing, like, these two or three straight guys in the audience who are high out of their minds on a Sunday night. They didn't know what was happening. It was like a jump scare. I came out and they were like, "Huh," you know what I mean? And I think I'm doing great, by the way, because I'm performing for me and no one else. And I'm like,
Wow.
how do I?
Yes.
It's like, so I had a great time.
Pull up a chair.
Yeah, exactly. Come up to the lab and see what's on the slab. And they're like, check, please.
They're like, oh my god, we need to leave right now.
Yeah, so I don't know what
They
that
just
says about
run out
mothers,
like
but I had a
Looney
great time, and
It's like-
here's where you have to, like, meet the venue beforehand and ask questions. That's the lesson. Any questions.
I picture those guys like running out like Looney Tunes, like leaving holes in the wall, the shape of their bodies.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so Viva convinced Dreamgirls on Cleveland Avenue, which RIP, because that can't be around. The business model was a
Gone
mess.
too soon.
So, like, a ton of my performance clothes came from this shop next to it. And Viva was like, hey, all the burlesque girls can go there and get stuff with like a 50% discount.
Oh,
So, anyways, I was still emceeing at Wall Street. So I convinced the woman if she gave me a bunch of flyers to give me like even more of a discount. So I bought a ton of stuff. I still have a few of the things, like
nice.
bodysuits and just like shit that like it was just like, oh my god. And you just can't find that shit anymore. They don't make good quality shit anymore. So
They don't make those elastic straps like they used to, girl.
oh girl, no, they don't. And I also I test them more now.
You like put your foot through them like a Dynaband.
big turducken energy. We're just so so I'm not even performing, like emceeing or anything. It was just like, oh, like let me build this connection. and I'll take like the flyers for the shop and bring them to Wall Street, which is a lesbian nightclub for those of you who don't. So then we go to the show. And so I think my ex like has a thing for strippers. But the problem was at the time, I don't think they knew that. And then I didn't know that. And then we discovered it that night together.
Wow.
And I will
That's
say I
beautiful.
am
It's like
not very,
poetry.
I'm not involved. I was not involved at the time to be like, hey, we're tapping into something here. Like, let's have a conversation.
Hmm.
Anyways, so the burlesque finishes and the headliner is this woman I'll never forget. So like she was a mermaid, a live mermaid, and they spread a tarp out over the circular stage. And there was like water. And it was
Whoa.
awesome. Like you want to talk about, I mean, she was like a topless mermaid.
That's
Like
amazing.
it was stunning.
I love
And the
that.
whole number, she's in the fin on the ground, like writhing, and then she's topless. And it's just like, yes, like this is the correct thing to do. Like this, yes, right.
Yeah.
Like, and by the way, I just saw like, oh my god, remember that
I'm having the night I wanted. See, this is what
right.
those poor guys on Sunday night were
But here's
deprived
the
of at
problem.
vanity.
I am now like cripplingly jealous and mad at my ex, who is now asking for the stripper's autograph and buying signed merch.
Oh my god.
But here's what was so funny is like right before her was this burlesque dancer who I don't think performs in Columbus anymore, who fancies herself a bit of a singer. She's a middle-aged woman and has crippling stage fright. Like would literally be on stage like singing and shaking from nerves.
Yeah,
Which
that's
I
not
love
fun
that
for
she's
anybody. I've
tackling it.
seen
But
that. Yeah.
but if you like are taking off your clothes while you look terrified, that is not my kink.
No.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
kind of a boner kill, to be
It
frank.
is. So we
It's
go from that to like sex in a fin. Like she's a smoke show. Anyways, so I'm all salty. We're heading home. And I will never forget, it was the most quiet drive through experience at rallies I've ever had in my life. I'd never even eaten at a rallies, but we were out in Cleveland Avenue. And I was like, well, what's out here? My ex was like, rallies. Oh,
Turns out just rallies. Yeah, I have had experiences before where I've ended up somewhere like at, the Club Vanity on a Sunday night and been like, where did my parents go so wrong? you know?
it's Club Vanity.
No, not really. I have had my parents come to a show though before. They came to a show. They've been to a few actually. They came to a show at the old Wild Goose Creative
Oh, yeah,
location.
that was a cool space.
Yeah, and I did my Red Fan Dance number where I go down to Just a Merkin. And this is the first time they saw me in. Yeah, I mean, it was great. If I can just toot my own horn for a second, it's a fabulous
No, it's
number.
such a great number.
And at the end of it, I was like, wow, I don't think I've been this naked in front of strangers and my parents before. So this is a new experience for us. But then I had the chance to get on the mic and sort of give a little like artist statement after, which I love. Like, please give me a microphone when I'm naked. I love it.
Always.
And I of course I had to point them out in embarrassment at them. I was like, my parents are here, and they were like, ah, everybody's.
I also love that.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's you can embarrass your parents a little bit. They can take it. It's fine.
my dad would always drive to my shows if I was in Cleveland, and he surprised me at my 30th birthday roast, which is still one of my favorite shows, because Bethany Sanders was up roasting me, and then someone passed out, and she kept going because she just didn't see it.
I
So
remember
she
that.
thought,
That was wild.
she thought no one liked her jokes, but her jokes were so good that night.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
oh my
they
god.
they passed out. That poor person. Wow. I don't know if you all at home are entertained by this, but I'm having a great time tonight.
Me too.
These stories are peak covered
I love
dish.
like all the shit I have at my desk that I forget I have until I'm on
You
the
know,
dish.
every thumbnail for the last 5 episodes is you wearing that tiara. Oh, I like this. Yeah. This is kind of like, I don't know. It's giving me a little bit like what's that show? Um
Boogie Nights.
yeah, that one. I can't remember. I was going to like say Sucker Punch or something stupid, but that's not it.
The I wore these in New York, and someone told me I looked like Elton John.
See, if they were hearts, then we'd be talking.
I know. Oh, do I have
I
hearts?
know.
It's such a bummer. What
Didn't
do you
I
think I
get you
have
a pair
hearts?
of heart glasses?
You did give me a pair of heart glasses. I think I still have them.
Now that's
I'm
the
gonna wear them
film
next
Elton
time I'm
John
on the
I've
dish.
been waiting for.
I know. Um, well, we're at past time, but before we go, closing thoughts on motherhood.
Um, I what's going on over there? You good?
Tiara, the tiara fucked up my hair.
um, I think motherhood for me has become more of an aesthetic. I really would like to shift from mother to mommy, and those are my final thoughts.
Oh, I love those thoughts. I am a proud mother to a 16-pound Tibetan Spaniel that is also a bulldog in a
Spirit.
16-pound dog
Yeah.
body. Yeah, absolutely. He's a total dick. And
I think Penny is
my,
now within him. That's my theory.
I do think so. I do think so. I'm destined to be the mother of big dogs only. So team big dogs, but team big dogs and tiny bodies. If you are a mother, um, good for
We're
you. And
sorry. No.
yeah, and if you're not a mother, you are of someone or something, regardless of gender, because we're all trying to take care of each other on this big blue marble that's falling apart. So,
Absolutely. What about the Cosmic Mother? I just drew the Empress card like yesterday.
oh my God, you said that.
Yeah,
That's
it was
crazy.
fabulous.
I love that.
Yeah.
Um,
Get in touch with your spirit mother. Could be
or
me.
just don't, or just don't pick up your mom's calls.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do to take care of you, you take care of you.
Call
Thank
me
you for
instead.
tuning in
Yep.
to Cover Dish. We'll be back next week, and we are very excited. We're going to be planning our in-person dish. I don't have the date yet, where we taste test Taco Bell
Yeah.
together.
It's going to be pretty fabulous. I think I'll probably put something else on for that, but you never know.
Oh my God, no,
I'm
we
not
should.
known for a practical outfit, Brooke.
Maybe we go to a thrift store and buy an outfit for the Taco Bell tasting.
Oh, buy a gown to ruin. I love that. Like a $2 gown.
Yes, just like
Yeah.
yeah, everywhere. Beans, cheesy gordita crunch, my drag name. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Have a great night.
See you next time. Bye.